Good evening, everyone. Oh, I made it back up the A1. Spend the evening with you after my shows today. Just wait for some of you to log in and say hello. I'm hoping you can hear and see me okay. I'm going to sit here by myself this evening. Here we are. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Thank you for logging in. Hi, Caroline. It was a bit of a grim trip back, actually. Just roadworks on the A1. So I'm glad to be home. I've even put on a t-shirt. I'm really warm. It's obviously my internal heating has gone awry again, but I do feel quite warm this evening. Oh, you're all in. You all just jumped on suddenly. Hi, Sue and Sue Lepage, Sue Rousson, Julie. Hello, lovely Jan, Roxy Lee, Melanie, Steph, Jane, Ali. Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, hi, Brian. Oh, Selena. Oh, you're all here. I thought you might have had enough of me after 2 hours on Create and Craft today. If you tuned in for the shows, you might have thought, 3 hours? Are you having a laugh? But here I am, back. Oh, thank you for watching the shows. Hi, Donna. Yeah, and when you say you watch the shows, does that mean you watch the 7 a.m. show and you were up super early? So to get in, I travelled down the night before because I'm based in Leeds and the studios are obviously in Peterborough. So it's a bit of a stretch for me to get down in enough time to be there for the 7 a.m. So I do stay down the night before. But even when I do that, I still kind of get up about 4:30 to get into the studio for 5:30 to get everything set up. So given I was on air at 7 a.m. and it is now 7 p.m., isn't it? Yeah, it feels a bit surreal. I feel like, is it still Wednesday? Oh, am I still awake? But oh, Caroline, you were sleeping. Outrageous behaviour. I did my best demos at 7, so I'm afraid you missed them if you didn't watch. Oh, Julie, this is a real walk of shame, this, isn't it? When you're telling me you didn't watch 7. What was this? Well, I went up just before 7, but I didn't get up. You're just all being mean now, aren't you? Just trying to make me feel even worse. I feel all right actually now. I know tomorrow I'll feel like I've been run over by a bus. So, and of course I'll have orders to pack tomorrow. So I'm thinking if I can kind of like do a live with you tonight, have a chat, have a bit of a catch up after the shows. It's great to do it while I'm still kind of still in motion because I may not be much use come tomorrow evening. So I just wanted to do a few little demos with the Steampunk Menagerie 3 that we launched today. Just have another bit of a play with it. There's so much to go at with this collection that I could just keep creating all week. So, and I know I won't get now to craft for a couple of days while I'm just getting orders processed. That's obviously the priority to get the things out to you as quickly as I can. So I thought I'll make the most of the crafty time while I have it. Yeah, I know. Well, Caroline, in terms of, you're right, the orders will drop because the portal, the television kind of ordering system refreshes overnight. So I haven't got the orders yet, but they will drop overnight. But I don't have a collection booked for tomorrow because obviously I haven't got the orders to pack. So, I might just treat myself to a 7 a.m. lie-in. I just might. I normally get up early in that, but I feel a 7 a.m. coming on. Oh, thank you, Roxy Lee. Yes, well, Mr. G will be delighted that you mentioned the wallpaper because he has decorated the studio. I'm just waiting for some shelving to go in behind me. And it is cool, isn't it? It's a really nice kind of geometric, kind of quirky geometric pattern on the wall. He did make me laugh though, because he's not the world's best. In fact, I hope he's not listening, because he said he'd check in to make sure the stream was going okay. But he's not the best at DIY, and he did a really great job. I mean, he's painted the whole room and put the wallpaper up. But I got back and I went, "Oh, you've done a grand job, and you've just nearly got the papers to line up." And he came in, he went, "They're lined up perfectly," and then he went, "They've shrunk." So his theory is the paper has shrunk since he put it on the wall. I'll just leave that to your decision as to whether or not that is actually the case. Yeah, maybe I should do a stencil of this one. Oh, I know, Donna. I know. I shouldn't really tell you, because he has done a grand job and it does look nice. So just watch that shrinking wallpaper. If you buy any yourself, just be careful. Yeah, I know, Brian. He's not the best at DIY, but I mean, he tries, and I mean, he does more than I do, so I can't really be critical. Very. So yeah, lovely to see you. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at comments and catching up. Now, I've written a list of things that I just wanted to mention before we turn the cameras down, just because I kind of knew I'd have a bit of a head like a sieve. So a couple of shop updates for you all. I know lots of you are waiting for the cats, the What Meow set, the A6 set, which has been super popular. That is due to be delivered on Friday. So depending when it is delivered, if I don't get it on the shop on Friday, it will certainly be on by Saturday. So if you've already clicked the notify me button, you'll know as soon as I do put it on the shop. Of course, I'll put it in a newsletter as soon as it's gone live and on the Facebook group. But if you're waiting, it's not much longer to go with that. What else did I want to tell you? The brushstrokes embossing folder that second hour today. I'm buffering. Oh, I'm back, everyone. Did I buffer for you? It's not quite the same price as Create and Craft. I think the club members price was slightly lower, but I put it down to £8.50 on the shop. So for those of you who either don't watch Create and Craft or don't buy, but want to pick up this fabulous 3D embossing folder, I put it down to a sale price for you, so you can grab that if you wish to. I haven't got loads of stock on the shop, but that's only because while I'm processing orders, I don't like to overcommit. So I like to kind of make sure I've fulfilled the Create and Craft orders before I put too much stock on. But there is some for now. Well, let me do a little turn around on the camera just so that I can point it down to the desk. I've got some more embossing folders coming. Just over a week. I think the 2nd of April, when I'll talk more about that obviously next week, but 2nd of April, and I've got my new and exclusive some embossing folders on that, so stay tuned if you're enjoying playing with those. So the other thing from the shop, and I know lots of you get the newsletter, so this won't be news per se, but I've introduced a pick of the week. So every Monday I will put live a new bargain or deal which will last until the following Sunday evening. And this week I have combined the fabulous Utterly Potterly from Zinsky with the Borderline A5 stamp sets. These both came out at about, I think, at the same time. So they're half price. If you get the two of them, you get two for the price of one. So that happy hour deal will be live on the website until Sunday evening, and then there'll be something new coming on Monday. So again, if you subscribe to the newsletter, you'll see those pick of the weeks as I drop them in. I thought it was a nice way of having an offer that runs rather than it being kind of 24 hours and some people miss it, etc. So I thought if we have it there for a week or while stocks last, then you've got the opportunity to get it at some point during the week if that works for you, or that you see other things that you want to add to your basket. So I've said those are the, and the other bit of shop news is I will be putting the Steampunk Menagerie collection from Belinda on the shop. I think that will go live on Friday. Now, and there will be some frogs, the A7 frogs. So I know they sold out today, but I think I will be able to put some frogs on the. It sounds weird. Some frogs on the shop on Friday, but you might need to be quick to catch those before they go out of stock. And if ever you're thinking, well, okay, but I want the frog, but I also want the cat. I don't want to order on Friday and then order on Saturday and have two lots of postage. Lots of you will know already that where I can, or if you leave a comment for me, or where I see that you've ordered twice and I haven't yet dispatched, I always refund the postage on that second order for you. So don't worry about placing orders sequentially and feeling you're going to multiply your postage. It's not automated. It is me trying to pick it up and give you the refund. But if when there are products that are moving fast and you're worried that if you don't order on that day, you'll lose it, but you know you've got something you're waiting for, you can always order in two separate goes, and I will pick that up. I hope that makes sense. No, I never will be a millionaire. I think I'm getting further into debt the longer I go, Roxy. I think I must be the world's worst businesswoman. Oh, talking about giving things away. What did I think I'd give away tonight? I thought I'd give away 2 of Belinda's fabulous journals that you saw me demo in today. I know you've seen me and Belinda both demo with. So again, 2 giveaway winners at the end of this live. Just comment if you can, like and share. Fabulous, because it's lovely to be able to grow our little YouTube and Facebook community. But 2 of these are up for grabs. If you are the giveaway winner and you've already got this one, then of course there are the 4 to choose from, and I'm more than happy for you to select another one if you want another design. But certainly, given today we're celebrating Steampunk Menagerie 3, these 2 of these, two giveaway winners. I'm trying to look at comments as I go. Donna, that's a really good question. Of course, if you buy direct from me, then I don't. There isn't the same margin. I obviously have to pay TV a margin for sales, but at the same time, it's really important that TV sales are good and healthy, because obviously that enables me to continue with my airtime, and TV give me a great platform to be able to increase my reach, and new people can find me all the time. So I genuinely, it's a real dilemma, because I obviously want to sell well through TV in order for them to feel that it's a good partnership to have me on the channel. And then of course, if you buy direct, then I don't end up having that margin to cover. So I really wouldn't say one or other is better. I appreciate all of them. I see all the orders because I pack them all myself. So if you order through TV or you order from the shop, I know that you've ordered, and I appreciate you for doing that. So, it really is what works best for you. Where's the price best for you? If you're a club member, there are prices that I can't match that we do through Create and Craft. You go for what works best for you. I benefit wherever you buy from. I hope that makes sense, because it's a really good question. Right. Oh, lovely. Hi, Amanda. Lovely to see you as well. So all I have on the counter here, I've got my TV head on today, haven't I? All I've got on the desk here was just to hear the demos that I managed to finish today, and I thought I'd just show you those briefly because I've got everything stuck down. Oh, what else did I need to tell you? I've got my list. I haven't not even read my list. The last thing I was going to tell you, and I saw it in a comment already, it might have been kept from Carol. You may have seen that Tony and I are planning to do another craft battle next Thursday at 6 p.m. So set your diaries, set your calendars. It'll be on the How to Craft Network channel. I think we're going to try and stream it through my YouTube as well. Yeah, we've been trying to get Dave forever, but she is just so super busy. we love doing the craft battles, even though they're super stressful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So that's next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Obviously, I'll be putting in my newsletter, but those of you that enjoy watching them, enjoy watching us make complete twits of ourselves, then you won't want to miss it. So I'm looking forward to it already. And we just have so much fun together. And Tim loves doing them too, to be fair, because he loves doing all the effects and the screens. And I mean, he's just a tech genius. So it's always a fun evening. So that I didn't realize she was going to put that on, or I think Tim might put it up on their YouTube channel today. So I thought I'd mention it here as well. So these are the samples that I made today. Obviously, we've got our fabulous lion with one of the stencils behind it. I can't remember which show I made which in, but if you didn't watch 7 o'clock, shamefully, and you see a sample here that you like the look of and you didn't see it at midday, then it could well have been in the 7 o'clock hour and you might want to check it out. All very straightforward. You know, these are all things that you know how to do. I really like this one because of the combination of the papers just creating a really great effect. And I do love that whale. I think it's fabulous. So that was, I think that might have been 7 o'clock. And then here was the did you say lantern? No, it wasn't lantern. Anglerfish, but with a lovely colourful kind of seaweed wreath type look. So no papers on that one. We just went for a much kind of more crisp, kind of clean and simple card. Not full on clean and simple, but simpler. And then I think this might have been the last one that I made, which was with the safari animals and some of the papers and stencils. And I did a journal layout as well. It was very productive. It was a very busy couple of shows. So you see, that was the journal page that I took the card inspiration from. And then I'm leaving these pages because I'm going to do what Belinda recommended in terms of sticking pages together. And that will need some papers on it because it's got splattered. This was the layout I did in the 7 o'clock hour, using the papers, those stencils, the layering stencils, and some of the characters. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out, actually. So hi, Therese. Hi, Christine. Yeah, I'd love to know which of them you like the best. And yeah, the journal cover, I know it is. It's a very, I think, a really clever design because of the depth of it. You know, that I think I showed in one of the hours. You know, obviously once you finish your journal and you've done all your making in it, and it's nice and fat and chunky, you know, you can be putting embellishments on the front of this to create a scene as well on the front, or you could use some of your cogs and gears and building that dimension up. So the way that Belinda's almost created a frame for you here, but with the depth in it, I just think it's a really really effective way of giving you some space to do something more creative. So they were my demos today. So you'll have to tell me which ones you liked, you enjoyed. I was on both shows with our fabulous Paola, so it's always lovely to have a chat with Paola in the shows. Yeah, I enjoyed them. They were nice shows, actually. Although I can't say I really enjoy getting up at 4:30, the 7 o'clock show. There's something about a 7 o'clock show that's a bit more chilled. I don't know whether it's just because the building's very quiet, because of course there's not everybody setting up on their different kind of counters, but there's something quite relaxed about a 7 o'clock show. And I enjoy that because it's nice for kind of demoing and just easing yourself into things. What's Brian saying? Is he creating mayhem? Oh, Yellow Submarine. Yeah, I know. I have done a rusty submarine. I have to point out I didn't only do a Yellow Submarine, because I think that's what we all think of. I did create a rusty submarine with the papers. So but yeah, the Yellow Submarine. It's a lovely whimsical. It's quite an open and fresh submarine design. Again, not majorly steampunk in design. obviously it's submarine because it is fairly metallic as an object, but this would go with lots of great kind of fish and other stamps that you have, and it's big, it's good size. Oh yeah, the 7 o'clock with Dean. Oh crikey, that was funny, wasn't it? That was my first show ever with Dean. And it flew. The products flew. We had the coffee owls, didn't we, and the cats. I can't remember what else was on, but yeah, it did fly. But yeah, he was like, "Who's this?" And it's so lovely to see him back, recovered, not fully recovered, but recovered from his obviously recent injuries. So he's not fully mobile yet, but his jaw's still working. I'll tell you that much. Yes. Yes. Hi, Adele. Good to see you. I hope you weren't tardy this morning, Adele. Are you going to tell me as well, like everybody else, that you didn't catch my 7 o'clock show? I'll be very disappointed if that's the case. So what I was going to do? I was going to do a quick journal layout. Hey, sis. Oh, Amanda. Amanda and Adele decided they're going to share the same mother, not biologically speaking, but they're virtual sisters. Hi, Jess. So I thought I'd do a quick journal layout. I've pretty much got the stuff already cut, ready to go. So this will be really much more about just kind of combining them into the page, and then a quick card as well with the frogs. And hopefully that will work, and I won't take up too much of your evening. And also I can have some tea. Yeah, your mum did adopt her, Adele. It's so funny. I thought your mum adopted me as well. I think I'm her favourite. So what I've done on this journal page, and what I've done already, is I cut a hole. You can see here. So I've adhered some of the Ruston Relics papers. I'm not going to go through the products again because you've seen them several times. They're on the Create and Craft website, and obviously we'll stay there, and they'll be on my shop from Friday. So I won't do a whole reset of the collection. I'm kind of assuming that most of you are tuning in know what it looks like. It will be cereal, Roxy. Yeah, it will be cereal tonight. Mr. G's got himself a ready meal and told me I can have a bowl of cereal. I am consistent, if nothing else. So I've got some of the paper on one of the pages, and all I did with the craft knife, so you can see, it's not great because I did it kind of not freehand, but I drew a circle and then went round it with the craft knife. I'm just getting a bit of black card to show you. I cut this circle, so I say nothing perfect about it at all, but I wasn't unduly worried because I know I'm going to kind of cover around it with papers to create that porthole effect through to the page below. So don't worry about trying to be perfect. Obviously, a circle die is not going to cut it for this. Well, it won't work for this because you can't put the page through your die cutting machine. So I got my circle, and then what I was going to do was attach some of the wood grain paper, fabulous wood kind of wood grain from the Ruston Relics paper pad, and we can attach it. And already it looks a bit better, doesn't it? Because we don't have the obviously that was die cut. That was cut with a die, so we don't have that wonky craft knife cutting visible. And all I'm going to do is then, like I did on the card this morning, I think kind of today is one of those days where I'm taking ideas out of my journal and making cards with them, and then taking cards and taking that idea into a journal page. So, for example, the one that I flipped through earlier. So this is kind of a slightly different version of this card. I'm just creating it. I love cut throughs in journals where you've got almost kind of one page showing through from the other, because I think it encourages you to kind of keep looking through. But it's pretty much the same concept. I've cut an aperture, and I'm going to put my porthole around that circle. Now on this one, I'd already cut some layers, so it's a bit thicker and a bit more dimensional because it's got some cardboard underneath. I'm not going to do that for here because this is obviously my journal and it's already going to get quite chunky because of the papers I'm adding in. So I'm not going to try and add too much dimension to this page. So I've cut a circle from circle frame from another of the papers. So all looking very distressed and aged, a bit like me. Oh, you're gluten-free and dairy-free, Jan. God, blimey, that must be hard going. You too, Ali. You wouldn't enjoy my dietary staple of cereal, then, would you? Right. So I've created my aperture on our journal page, and then so you can see how we've got two layers going on here. And you might have seen already, I've got one of our cheeky little frogs. He's adorable, isn't he? And again, because we've got these deeper colours and these grungier textures in the background, it's quite nice that he's in these bright yellows and blues, because it just gives him a little bit more definition against that background. He kind of pops a little bit as a result. Again, if it was a card front and you're not too worried about creating that dimensional kind of card, you could put him on foam tape and pop him up there. But obviously, I'm going to keep him flat because it's in a journal. And then I thought, well, I wanted his head kind of, again, trying to connect my elements so things aren't too disparate on the page. I kind of wanted to push him up a little bit so his head's kind of connecting with the porthole. But then I thought, oh, he looks like he's floating a bit. So what I thought I'd do is use some washi tape just to create a little landing spot for him. Just tear washi and I'm going to layer it up. This is the engine room washi. I don't know, I meant to check before I went live. I don't know how much stock of that I have, or if it is in stock on the shop, but it's a kind of trio of washi tapes which will work perfectly with the Rust and Relics paper pad, because it's, again, those same grungy verdigris type colours. I'm tearing it because, of course, I'm going to layer it up then and make it, because it's quite washi tape is quite translucent. If you layer it up on top of it itself, you'll just get a little bit more definition against the paper. I'm not looking here for a massive contrast. I just want something that's going to make him look like he is actually sitting on something on the page. So he doesn't look quite so floaty, like he's levitating when you look at it. But you could obviously use your pencils and create a bit of a shading on the base. You could use another of the papers to create some definition. Washi's a great one for this, just because it's so thin, and it's just a very easy way of adding a little bit of a layer without any more bulk. But hopefully you can see that. You can see that against the wood grain. But I'm not going for anything that's going to give me a big contrast. You could do a little lily pad for him. Now I've got to be careful, obviously I don't put glue on the top of his hat, otherwise I'll be sticking my pages together. And we can locate him. So I'm hoping I can count on all your votes for the craft battle next week. It's always difficult to have an away match on kind of enemy territory over in the Handcraft Network studio. So I'll need all your moral support. I'm not above bribery if anybody needs to be incentivized to vote for me. And then, sorry, I'm going distracting myself. I've got Dive Deep to Find Strange Beauty, which is from one of the, I can't remember now which one is Seafari and which one's Aquatica. I think it's Seafari. This one it is Seafari. So it's a sentiment there from within that stamp set. I've stamped it on some blue. This isn't from this paper pad, but I was trying to go for something that just kind of married in a little bit with the blues on the frog. So we've not got too many colours going on. And then we'll pop that at an angle and we can put some enamel dots around that porthole just to give it a little bit more definition. Have I got any? Yes, I do. One of the nice ways, because I haven't been able to, or I have chosen not to put too much dimension on this porthole, because I don't want to create layers, is of course, and you've seen me do this plenty of times, is if you want to add your Stabilo All pencil, which is a kind of watercolor pencil, but it's got a really rich, deep black pigment to it. So and it goes as well, it goes on any surface, the Stabilo. So it's great if you're using it on mixed media pieces and you've got acrylic paint or you've got mediums dried on there. This will still work over the top of those. Not an issue here because it's just the papers. But then you can activate that. I could put it, in fact, well, I could put it a bit of it under our friendly frog, and we just activate it with water, and that will give our porthole a bit more definition. So it's going on to that washi tape, no problem at all. And when it dries, it will stay on the washi tape, which of course is a slightly kind of plasticky. I haven't got water. Oops, I haven't got a tub of water to hand. So, have you all had a good day, everybody? When's the craft battle, Therese? Have you seen that? You've seen the craft battles before, I'm sure. It's next Thursday at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So I'll be live again next Wednesday here. So I will remind you all. But yeah, I think, I can't remember how many Tony and I have done now. I must go back into the archives and see and kind of try and get a tally in terms of who's in the lead. But all it is, for those of you that haven't seen it, is Tony and I kind of get set a number of challenges to do in an ever decreasing amount of time. So I think we start off with something like 5 minutes to make a card based on whatever the challenge is. And then by the end of the hour, we're kind of down to doing cards in about a minute, which is just carnage. And I think Tim was saying to me that he's got I don't know how he's going to use it or what quite we're going to do it, but he's got a spinny wheel for this one. So I think our challenge is going to be determined by us spinning the wheel rather than picking a challenge out of the pot. Adele, that cannot be the case. Outrageous. I'm speechless. 4-1 to Tony. I don't believe you. Don't believe you for a second. So I'm just putting a little bit more here. I'll lift up to the camera so you can see. You can keep going with this and get it as deep and rich as you want to, but this will at least give the illusion that this porthole is a bit further away from the base. Can you see that there? Is that coming through? Oh. Or have you been working with Clockwork Woodland? I love that one. That was the second. It was, wasn't it? Second chapter of Steampunk Menagerie. So I'll be putting these enamel dots in the shop. They're free with the full bundle on Create and Craft, but obviously they're consumable, so you might want to top up or if you didn't invest in the full bundle, it might be something that you actually want to get independently. So it will be on the shop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the coppery coloured ones. And just, I won't go all the way around because, so this is going to add a little bit of dimension to this page in my journal. They're not super raised, but it will add a little bit of bulk, which is why Belinda's suggestion, I think, of sticking your pages together is a really good one, because actually if you did a full layout on every single page in the book, it probably would be way too thick. So at least if you combine the pages, it means any messiness that you get behind a particularly inky page is going to get hidden. So I'm kind of going around almost like a clock. So I've gone for the larger ones, and then I was just going to go in between with the small ones. But there's three sizes, so this is the middle size. Let's see, that can go there. Do I need one there? I reckon that probably is just about in view, isn't it? Have a look. And got a last one here. And then of course, yeah, do you reckon? Yeah, I think it probably is. Just kind of going under his hat there. So I've got my porthole now. So I've got this page complete effectively. Let me just wipe up this water puddle that I've created. So this page, this top page is completed, but of course we're looking through, aren't we, to something else. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time working this one up, but of course, knowing that there is an aperture here, I was kind of, again, got all our fabulous characters from the Aquatica and the Seafari, and I was thinking it would be good. So I've got my fabulous octopus here, and I'm just trying to think if I have him. I quite like the idea of just the legs being visible, because of course you're going to look through and see the full character. So I think I might put him towards the top. What do you think, everyone? And then of course what as well is nice, you've got the yellow and the yellow. Things like that please me, I have to say. And then what else can we put in? I've coloured in from my massive collection of bits and bobs. I think it would be too much to have the submarine as well. What do you think? It's big, isn't it, this? Yeah, I think it'd be too much. I think I just need a fish. Just go with a fish, Sarah. I'll tell you what, we'll just put a fish here. So I don't want it all to be visible. I want some of it to appear off the page. Let's stamp the little shoal of fish. Where are they? I haven't got them here. I don't know where that stamp set's gone. I haven't fully unpacked my bag, as you can imagine. So imagine that I've stamped the little shoal of fish that you can see on this one here. Can you see them there? So in the Aquatica set, there's a little shoal of fish. So what I would do, probably will do once I've unpacked my bags, so I won't stick these down, but I would put some of the kind of little shoal of fish, probably silver or white heating bottoms, so they stand out against this deeper background, and having a few shoals of fish looking like they're swimming across the porthole, underneath the porthole, will mean that those kind of legs from the octopus will kind of have some context. What do you think? Do you like that? I have got some clear enamel dots, Adele. I've got a set which is called, I think it's called Clear and Classy, which is clear ones and sparkly silver and gold ones, silver glitter and gold glitter, and there's clear in it. So it's not a complete set of clear, but there are some clears. So yeah, I think that's going to work really nicely. So I won't complete this bottom layer because I want to get my shoal of fish in there, and because I want to heat emboss. there's no point adhering these characters, but I think they'll work. I can put a sentiment on there as well, but you get the concept of having almost 2 journal pages in one, with one leading you down to the page below. So that, I think that works quite well, doesn't it? But I want to make a quick card as well. Are you still with me, everyone? I'm going for it today, aren't I? I've never made so many cards and pages in a day. And this is one I want to use. I want to use our frog again. Two projects with our frog today, but this one's nice and clean and simple, quite simple. So sorry, my eyesight. I'm trying to read the comments without kind of looming into shot. Oh, well, that's why I never give any of my cards away, Therese. That's why I end up really effectively making cards that end up in journals, because I don't very often give cards away. I am terrible. I miss dates. I always forget people's birthdays, so I'm always apologising for not having sent them a card. So I've kind of given up, and I think everyone's kind of given up on me in the thought of me ever actually giving somebody a card. I mean, it was my son's 21st this weekend. Obviously, I didn't forget his 21st. That would be terrible. But I bought him a card. I didn't make it. Don't tell anybody. I'll be excommunicated from the world of craft. Hi, Belinda. Are you back from the hairdressers? Oh, I did give a card away, Adele. Yeah, but I didn't send it, did I? I didn't send it. Oh, it would have never got there if I had to put it in the post. Are you back from the hairdressers, Belinda? I hope you're looking fully pink. What am I looking for? I'm looking for green. Here we go. So, distress oxide peeled paint. I thought we'll create a heart aperture, because this little frog's a bit of a Romeo. The sentiments in his A7 stamp set are hop over to my pad and I will never forget you. So I think, you know, he's definitely up for a bit of courtship, so a heart will work nicely for him. Got a clean brush here. I don't know what's going on. Just going to softly blend the peeled paint. So this is going to create the heart shape, and then we're going to layer the stencil. We're going to put the cogs, the geared up stencil over the top of this to really kind of bring that slightly steampunk feel to the card, and that will kind of reflect as well the cog in his hat. So this is, lots of you have seen me do this. One of my favorite ways of using stencils is to stencil through an aperture, because again, you're already kind of containing the pattern of the design and not feeling it's got to go across the whole card. Yeah, it was lovely, actually. Thank you, Roxy. It was a lovely weekend. My younger son came back as well, so it was nice. So it's not often all four of us are together at the moment. So they're both at university. So it was a good weekend. And he'd had, because my eldest, who's 21, is doing a placement down in London at the moment. So he and his girlfriend had celebrated his birthday the weekend before, so he came back to spend the weekend with us. So it was cool. So this is peeled paint. I do love this green. I will be honest, I'm using it because I've lost my rustic wilderness. Goodness knows where that went. I'm gonna have to buy another one. It's completely gone missing. What I'm going to do is just dry the ink and then replace the stencil so that we can ink through. But because I want to heat emboss the stencil, the pattern over the top, I want to make sure this ink is dry enough that it's not going to catch that embossing powder behind the pattern where we don't want it. Yeah, it's nice when they go though, isn't it? Yeah. Try and leave the front and back just to kind of minimise your far curving. It will flatten back out eventually anyway. Kind of hard to know whether distress ink is fully dry because obviously I think that will do. I think we'll cross our fingers and hope that that will not pick up the embossing powder. So I'm going with my greens. Of course, we're going with the frog theme. So this is almost like kind of his little pad. I'm looking for a brush that I can put some embossing ink on. So I'll go with a clean brush. Again, you've heard me say many a time, if you do use your brushes with your embossing ink, and try and keep that one separate, because it is one ink that really kind of is hard to get off your brush. So I typically have, I don't know where it is, but I do typically have a brush that I will keep. You can feel that it's had embossing ink on it, and keep that one separate. So I've lined my heart back up, and we're going to put our geared up over the top, and we're going to put some embossing ink through it. And what I was going to use was the embossing powder from our timeless embossing powder trio, the verdant one, because that's got green and gold in it. I thought that would be nice, a nice embossing powder to use. I've got some more embossing powders coming out as well, everybody. Not in the next in Easter, not on the 2nd of April, but we've got some more coming in May, I think it is, if I got that right. So another trio. I'm very excited. I'm hoping this isn't all moving around. I probably should tape it down, given I've got 2 stencils, so they can be a bit slippy. But it's my last demo of the day. Remember, everybody, those kind of 2 journals up for grabs. So I know Ali will be keeping an eye on comments and picking 2 names at random to be recipients of either Belinda's journal or if you already have Belinda's journal or ordered it today, then you can obviously choose a different journal. There we go. I think I've got decent coverage there. Oh yeah, you can see, can't you? Because there was already a little bit of ink on the stencil, so it's pulled through with the embossing ink. So you can see how that design is going to come through when we put the powder on it. And I just need to see where the powder is. So yeah, verdant is in the, did I say timeless? That's wrong. It's in the Summer Twilight trio, the first trio we did. I've only got a few units of that left. I think I've reduced the pricing of both the trios, Timeless and Summer Twilight, down to, I think it's £10. So if you've missed them and you want to catch the very last the very last units that we have in stock of those, then they're now down at that £10 price mark. This one is a lovely one because it's got those gold flecks in it. It will give us that hint of metallic. Look at this. Wasn't fully dry, was it? Look at that. Quite like the look, actually. I'm just going to be vigorous with my flicking to see how much I can take off around it. But actually, that powder around the edge is just going to define the heart, isn't it? I don't think that's too much of a disaster. You could, if you were super precise, you could obviously kind of go around with a brush and take away that excess that's settled. I normally do my inking and then leave it a good while before I do the heat embossing over the top. So it just shows that even with us having put a heat gun on it, that distress ink wasn't quite dry. But actually, I think you can get away with it, don't you? I think it's not, because we've still got the nice definition of that pattern, haven't we? And when I was laying the pattern down, I was trying to give, kind of look where the heart was, so that it doesn't need to be exactly symmetrical, but there was some symmetry in the way the pattern sat within the heart. I'm going to take credit for it anyway. There you go. That's melted. Yeah. We'll find out. I normally brush it off when I realise I've missed some. But can you see? I actually really like that. That just dusting around the edges. It just adds a bit of shading and dimension. But it's a bit, you see the gold flecks in it as well. Cool. So we've got. You can see how. I've got blood on my frog. You can see how he's going to sit lovely next to his pad. So I think we will go with hop over to my pad as the sentiment, because that would seem to fit. What I'm going to do, just to draw the eye in a little bit, I will be matte and layering him onto some deep green. I thought that green would work well with the verdant embossing powder, but that feels a bit like a stark edge now. Actually, if you like really crisp, clean and simple, then that would be perfect. Leave it as it is. I'm just going to add a little bit of that peeled paint around the edges of this cardstock. I typically do soften the edges with a little bit of ink that corresponds with the focal point. So we'll just take that, and this is a totally personal choice whether or not you actually would prefer the sharp edge, nice and crisp against that dark green, or whether you want to add a little bit of shading around the edges. We've got our thing, haven't we? Yeah, you see, Adele, I knew, because you like kind of that nice crisp look, don't you? And so do I, actually. That's why I hesitated, because I thought actually it looks really quite cool. But I've done it now. And that might ground our little frog as well. There we go. You can tell me, see whether you go before or after. So we had the clean white, and now we've got that, just that hint of green around the edge. You'll have to tell me which one you prefer. I'm not listening to Adele anyway, given she reckons that Tony's won 4 to my 1 craft battle. It's ruined my day, that has. Before I stick this down, let's put the sentiment on. I always get nervous if I try and stamp the sentiment on after I've stuck things. So let's go with the hop over to my pad. Working again, as I kept saying today on air, often I get along the diagonal, so this kind of gives you a visual line. Let me see if I can see an ink pad. Got it over there, and a acrylic block. The clean edges. You know I'm a sore loser, Adele. Oh yes. I may look very mild-mannered. Once my blood's up. I'm ready. I've got to hop over to my pad in that corner. Oh, the mat. I thought I'd get away with this demo without cleaning the mat before I finished it. I did think about it. I thought about it and then didn't do it. So we can attach our mat and layer. My paper's a bit wibbly wobbly. I would have, because I've heat embossed on it and it's a bit wibbly, I would have flattened it out under my Eureka or just the die cut machine or something before I actually stuck it down. So please do overlook the wibbly wobbliness. And then we can, oh, I don't know, I haven't got my foam tape, that's still downstairs in my bag. So we'll just have to stick our frog. But this would be an occasion on a card front where I would probably put foam tape on our frog just so he could have a bit more dimension. You could glossy accent the eyes. Did somebody say about the googly eyes? I haven't tried those on him. I must get some out. I tell you as well what he'd be great on. And I find them whenever I don't need them, and then I can never find them again. But those kind of action wobblers, you know, the little boingy things. So you could have him attached to that, so he kind of moves about when you have him on the card front. They're called, I think they're called action wobblers, not boingy things. And then I don't have a card blank in the near vicinity, but you can imagine how that would look on a white card front. So I think that's really quite cute. Lovely Valentine card, isn't it? Well, you know, I said today, I don't know why, but he has a bit of a look of St. Patrick's Day as well. I know that's just gone too, but you can imagine, I think he's ideal for so many occasions. So we've either got him looking through the porthole underwater in our journal, or in quite a cute card format. You could put some enamel dots on just to kind of continue that line and give it a little bit. You could put some enamel dots in each of the cogs here in the pattern just to reinforce that. But I think, as Paola said on air, this stencil is fantastic because it just looks like a geometric pattern. If you're not looking for the mechanical style of it, then what Belinda's done fabulously is created a really lovely geometric pattern out of the kind of an abstraction of cogs and gears. So before I just turn the camera around to say my farewells, I'll clean the mat for her ladyship. There we go, nice and clean. And then let's, what did I do? Did 2 demos there. Oh, and nearly in the hour as well. It's not bad, is it? I managed 3 on tally, so I've obviously done a lot of wittering on. Oh, thank you, Owly Crafter and Carol. Oh, that's fantastic. Owly Crafter, I feel like I know your name, but I don't say it in case it's wrong. So for both of you, Owly Crafter and lovely Carol, if you're able to message me on Facebook through kind of messenger, then please send me your address, but also let me know if Belinda's journal's the right one for you, because if you've already got Belinda's journal and you want to try one of the other designs, I'm more than happy to put that in the post to you. Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope this was kind of another little kind of bit of inspiration. Remember, Belinda is on Junk Journals and Mindful Mixed Media Jammer Facebook group on Friday night at 7, and I'm sure she'll be using these products as well. So between the lives, the shows today, tonight's live, and Belinda on Friday, there's going to be no shortage of inspiration and ideas for how you can get the most out of this collection. And of course, the DT have been doing some amazing samples and sharing those online as well. So when you get this collection home, and as is often the way, you think, oh, I don't know where to start. There's lots of stuff for you to kind of refer back to and start playing with. And yeah, I'm going to kind of call it a night. Get ready for some order packing. I'm sorry I do go a bit quieter on social media just for a day or two while I get through those orders. You can always contact me by messenger or email if there's anything you need in that time. As I say, I've told you when stuff's going to land in the shop. I've told you about the fact that postage can get sorted if you want to grab something when you know it's there and not wait for another thing to land. So I've told you all of that. I think I've told you everything you need. I am going to put Sunlight, Adele, and I've been putting that in the newsletter, encouraging people to come along. It's going to be amazing, the Stamping Together festival on the 20th of April. I was just checking dates in my head. 20th of April. I'm going to be there. Lots of fab products with me, hopefully doing some live demoing at the stand and also on stage, and some fantastic brands there. I'm so excited that Leonie's going to be there for the first time, and Phil Martin's there, and lots of those other brands that you all know and follow, Imala, and of course Stamps by Me. Right. And I've paid, Adele. I've paid as well. Right, everyone. And before Adele and I start another argument, lovely. Thank you again for spending a bit more time on your Wednesday with me. I will be back next Wednesday and start talking about a fabulous collection that's going to be landing over the Easter weekend. But enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope that I'll be able to get the products to you as soon as possible. But in the meantime, just keep posting your fabulous makes on the Facebook page because I love to see them. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye.